Welcome to SSD Podcast. I am your host Ella with
your co-host Queen
and your co-host Janet.
This is Aviation. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy. Welcome on board. So today, guys, we'll be talking about strange and unusual things that happen on board. Some of these things you won't believe they happen, but strange. They do happen actually. So we just on the screen, I'll display a video real quick. So just carefully watch this video on your screen.
Cabin crew, please, arm doors. Thank you.
If you take a look at this video, this man is being drenched with water coming down from the passenger service unit. That's that panel above the passenger seat. That's the passenger service unit. So water was dripping from that particular compartment, up there, and was drenching the man. So I actually saw this video on social media. I saw it on one of the blogs and one other blog and then Aviation blog. So I was seeing some funny comments. And funny enough, that day it was raining. It was actually raining.
Wow.
So they were thinking that aircraft was cracked. And then the rain from outside was actually entering the aircraft.
Wow.
You can imagine. How is that even possible?
Wow.
So I heard comments like, oh, this airline, I don't like this airline. So many things. Some of these things that happen is not based on a particular airline. But let me tell you about it. Sometimes it's just passengers' carelessness. What do you think happened, Daddy?
Maybe
have you ever experienced that on your flight? Maybe
I have
water
experienced
coming
it
from
on my
the
flight as a cabin
unit.
crew. I've experienced it on my flight as a passenger.
Oh,
and
wow.
I was actually, I think I would like to talk about the one that I experienced as a passenger.
Okay.
I was the one that called the cabin crew, although I know her. We trained together. So I was the one that called her on that day when I saw the stuff dripping. It's like pap. It was dripping and it was on my seat. The row I was seated, and my seat mates was like, oh, something is dripping. Then I turned, I looked at it. It was coming from the overhead cabin, the overhead bin. And I called the girl and she came. She was like, oh, sorry. She got a serviette, cleaned it. And she was like, oh, sorry, that she's going to tell the engineers when we land. So I was like, no. I think this stuff is coming from somebody's bag. Please open the overhead locker and check. And then she opened and it was there like a whole lot of I don't know, like it's a baby bag with a pap, like somebody carrying something.
Baby's food.
Baby's food. Like it was
food,
dripping, like it was a whole lot. She had to go back, get more serviettes, come back and cleaned it and it stopped. So I was like, no, something can be leaking from outside the aircraft. Like, I don't know, are they aliens trying to...
I don't experience anything like that.
Yeah, I have actually. It was actually coming from a passenger's bag.
On your flight?
Yeah, on my flight as a cabin crew.
So what did you do? What happened actually?
I quickly apologized and we found the bag. The bag was... I think the passenger kept it upright and...
What was the content?
It was... I think the passenger said it was Holy Communion.
Oh my goodness.
It was Holy Communion. So it was looking more reddish. It was very red.
Like wine.
Yeah, wine kind of color. So it was scary initially. Yeah, it was scary initially. So we had to apologize. And when I was using the white serviette to clean it, the passengers behind were seeing red stuff.
So they thought maybe it's blood or something.
They were seeing red stuff, so it was more scary. So I had to tell them it's nothing. It's a drink pouring from passenger's bag. And we reseated the passenger because it was not stopping. Trust me.
It's actually do.
Okay, so I experienced that on my flight as well. I experienced it. There was this day but it was on ground. It wasn't airborne. It was on ground. So all of a sudden, I just saw liquid coming down. Same passenger unit, service unit. So I was wondering what could that be. So I just had to open the hatch rack, and then I saw a bottled water. So probably the person drank from it and didn't close it properly and then put it. So that's why most time if we are boarding and you have liquid with you,
we don't allow you.
That's why most even ground staff, before you get on board the aircraft, they will ask you any liquid, any. So those are the situations that we don't want.
If you get in with it, hold it. Don't put it in there.
Exactly. So we don't want situations like that you go and cause spillage and all of that.
And people start thinking.
Yeah. So when I opened it, was bottled water that he drank from. He didn't close it properly, and then it was dripping. And most times when you tell them to take out their bottled water and all of that, you ask them the contents of their bag, they're like very angry, and then they want to like react. You know, they want to react in certain ways, but it's not like that. We're just trying to avoid situations like that. It could be a dangerous good, a dangerous goose. You know, what if it's where a dangerous
acid or something.
Exactly. You get. So we tell you to bring out the liquid content in your bag. What's the content in your bag? Just tell us. We know how to handle that. If it's water, I'll just tell you, take out your water, hold it. And then sometimes some of them will be hiding that content. They won't tell you anything.
It's still them that will come and say your aircraft is faulty when that thing start dripping.
Exactly. And then aside that, at the cost of like putting bags, if you have a breakable thing there, we might not know. Another passenger will just put another bag on your bag, and that thing,
which is best to put
it will
under
even
the
damage
seat.
your stuff. So if we ask you what's the content of your bag, do you have any liquid? Give us a sincere answer. It's not like want to exactly. And if you have water, if it's water you want to drink, take out the water, hold it. We can't stop you from drinking your water. Hold it. But at the same time, we serve water on board. We give you water, so there's no point buying water or bringing water from the departure hall all the way to
but then
get
they
on
can
board
be
with
very
the water.
thirsty before then, so it's
no,
okay.
But I'm saying if you have it at the departure
it's
hall,
okay to drink
but
water,
from that
don't
point,
put it up.
that boarding
when
point,
someone is dehydrated,
that point
please drink water.
to
Please
the aircraft.
drink water, Ella.
If you
Allow
come
them
on
to
board, you
drink
can.
water.
If you come on board,
drink
you
water.
can get water now. Yeah, so that's it. And one other unusual, strange thing that happened on board is people with economy tickets sneaking into the business class. Sneaking, especially maybe we don't have enough passengers in the business class. You see them maybe after you've secured your cabin, you're trying to do your last checks to take your seats. By the time they see that you've turned to take your seat, they will now jump. Phew, run.
I have an experience about
sitting in business class.
About this particular thing.
Oh yeah, now discuss.
So this man, after boarding, the thing is, they wait for you to like finish boarding everything, do your last check, like you secure the cabin for the last time, that they watch that you've taken your seat, like they think you cannot get up again, and then they take the seats. So on my flights one day, when I was still flying the one of the commercial airline, this man stood up from the economy seats, ran to the business class and sat down. So my purser, the lead crew then, she was like, please go tell the man to go take his seat. So I went, I was like, please sir, you have to go back to your seat. Please, it's not allowed. Please go back to your seat. The man said he's not going anywhere, that he's already seated, that we're going to set his seats. I said, sir, please, you have to go back to your seat. He didn't listen. So I have to come tell my lead crew, and she was like, don't worry, let him be. And then she called the captain, told the captain, and I didn't know what they discussed. And on ground, after landing, they called the security on him and asked him to pay for the business class seat.
Yes, no.
For me, it's the right thing to do, because you didn't buy a business class seat. You shouldn't come inconvenience others.
You could have even asked.
Or ask.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like there are people there you can politely ask, and I don't know. The person.
Exactly. You could just say, you want to have the taste, the feel of the business class. You've never been on.
Like we're also people like
You've
we
never
have
been
feelings.
there before, so you just want
Thank
to.
you.
So
even when you know that some of them are lying, like
I've encountered that several times, more than 3 times. The other time was this particular guy. Okay, he said he wanted to take pictures. When he was caught, he said, he just wants to take pictures. Oh, please, let me take pictures and go back my seat. So now they pay economy. They come and then they sit business class, take pictures and post. You think, you think, this one's the booked business class. So, but it's not business class, it's economy. So, but this particular, so we just allowed him. So there's this guy again. that snuck into the business class. So I was like, please go back to your seat, take your seat. He was like, but it's empty now. Look at it, now, it's
That's what they
empty.
always
Nobody's
do.
sitting there now. What are you going to do with it? I said, well, sir, take your seat, please. He refused to. The guy sat there that he's not going anywhere. Yeah, it became a drama. But one thing these people, they do not know is there are certain things that if report to the pilot in command, it won't take it lightly. But there are certain things we just overlook it and they were like, okay, don't worry, stay there. If we report you to the pilot in command, they will call that station we are going to. Once we land, they will have you arrested.
The thing is, sometimes when time still permits, like they can still drop you, like
exactly.
there at that airport.
No, but it happens mostly airborne. Exactly. When you're taking off or when you're already airborne. That's what it.
Passengers need to know you need to maintain your seat for identification and a lot of security reasons.
Yes, it's even for your own
around
sake.
there. If you we have a manifest that states where you are seated, your name and everything.
Exactly.
So in case of any emergency, if you are
looking
missing
for item as well.
Yeah, missing item as well. If in
or
case of
informing
emergency,
the crew so they know, this is where you sat for.
Yeah, exactly.
Like always ask before changing
identify
your seat.
you. We want to know you've left your seat to another seat. So please try and maintain your seat or ask a crew.
Or maybe when you
if
misplace
you
your
change
stuff.
your seat, don't just change it because you want or feel
exactly, or you feel it's empty. Then let me just go and sit.
There are a lot of reasons behind you taking your particular.
It's even easier locating your missing items.
Yes.
If you sat on your seat and then probably you forgot something, you just say it to trace it, then give it to you. So I don't know. Sometimes they come and then sometimes some of them they just want to make trouble. I don't know, some passengers they just want to make trouble. You're doing the wrong thing. You're trying to address it, tell you that this is it. They don't want to. I don't know if it's the customer is always right though. That they want to come and
of course, customer is always
it's always right. But when it comes to aviation, aircraft and all of that,
safety first before comfort.
we think about safety before we think about you being right. So anything that you're doing that
is
will
posing harm to the aircraft or anything,
other passengers is a no. You are not right. You are not. Is a no. We do not condone it. I won't take it. And then you see some of them, they'll start insulting you. Yes, they insult you. They insult the living hell out of you.
For no reason.
Yes, they call us conductors now. Sky conductors. That this one there's no difference with the conductor. This one is just that you are in the air, all of it. You are conductors. But there are certain things there are certain words that if you say to a cabin crew, still they will disembark you.
Yes.
You can't just talk to a cabin crew like that. But the thing is, the way we are trained, they train us to be very patient, to accommodate certain things. So you insult us, you say things we don't. But if you vex, we tell the captain that this man is harassing me, okay, they will drop you. Yes. A lot of passengers do not know this. It's because we condone it. We just let you enjoy your time, have our own experience so that you come back. But if we report you, okay, you will go down. Even if you say you are stupid, if I report you, you might go down. So there are certain things that you just need to be conscious of once you come on board.
Yeah.
It could be your child someday. One day your child wants to be a cabin crew. Should be treated the way you treat us. We are human beings, so we have feelings. So at least if you're wrong, you admit. If you see a seat you want to snap, signal us. We'll understand. So come and snap. Come and stand. Snap. Post it. Don't worry. But if you want to do by force, by fire, by force.
And trust me, our eyes are everywhere.
Everywhere.
Oh, they think we don't say them.
We will know when you shift from your seat.
Exactly.
And we will find you.
Yes. So we know the passengers we boarded. We know how many. We know how many we boarded in that business class. So if we see 10 people and in the list we have 8, we'll start checking. We'll check. You get caught.
The thing is, they're not even much, so you're already familiar with their faces once they board.
Right?
Exactly.
That's one unique thing about you, as being a cabin crew. You get to know who your passengers are the moment they board.
That's one smart aspect of our job.
Yeah, it's a credit to us. Trust me,
yes, so you just know that this man, I didn't board you. I didn't board you. How come you're here? So please respect us. We respect you. If you want to come to business class, act politely. If we see
there
that
are certain procedures to follow.
Exactly. Act politely. ask politely, because some people, they want the experience, and then we'll take permission, we ask
there are
the pilot,
procedures, there are a
yes,
lot of
if he
procedures to
says
follow.
okay, fine, we'll let you be. But if it's not, just stay there for security reasons, for safety reasons. Stay in your seat.
Yeah.
If you want to experience business class, please just manage, gather the money. Even if it's one-time experience you want to, yes, now you want to experience, even if it's one time in your life, gather the money and experience it. Yes, because always keep records of these things. Your seat number, where you sat, whatever thing is very, very important. So don't come and be switching seats on board. It's not nice. Stop.
Except for the
switching.
times that maybe there are mistakes and
Exactly.
you're asked to take any seat. But take any seat means people in the business class can switch seats in the business class. Why those in the economy can switch seats in the economy? Don't come and tell me because I say it's free seating. You are leaving economy to business class. No,
even
we're
you,
not
that your
kids.
conscience was judging now, Daddy. Your conscience was judging.
No, what are you trying to say? People at the economy are what? Please, enough.
Okay, that will be all today. I'll have word of the day, Janet.
Tarmac.
Okay.
So tarmac, it's a place where the aircraft parks, not like a final bus stop or a final parking space. Actually, it's where passengers disembark and board. And as a cabin crew, you need to have your reflective if you are going towards the tarmac, because it's also called an air site for easy identification between passengers and
Airport staff.
Yeah. Any other contribution?
Okay, so there's also hangar. Some people may say hangar and tarmac. Hangar is actually where the aircrafts are being parked, maybe for certain maintenance, or maybe you're not using the aircraft for some time. You just give space for other people to come and park busy aircraft. You park there. So the tarmac side is just the air side where you board, where the fueling, where all these ground activities happen, the fueling. And then sometimes you could see that they're loading your bags in the cargo hold. Those area, that concrete area you see is
called the tarmac.
So guys, that'll be all for today. Please kindly subscribe, like, follow our social media handles for YouTube, Airshow with the Sky Divas, Instagram, ASSD_Aviation Gist, TikTok, ASSD_Aviation Gist, Facebook, ASSD Aviation Gist. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment, or if you have any question, you could just drop your question in the comment section. We'll go through them and then we'll talk about it on our next episode. Thank you. See you next time. Bye.